Ой, блядь, мы все это время онлайн. Упс. Да. Коллаба, ей. Звук. Маэстро. Your voice. О, блин, у меня подключена клавиатура внешняя. Ничего не готово, я просто запустил стрим, чтобы была хоть какая-то запись. Чтобы хоть что-то было нам на потом, так сказать, вспомнить. Вспомнить былое. А еще потому, что ролики лень записывать, обрабатывать, а трансляции, если остаются, то можно нормально так их записать, посидеть и прочее. Да, ну Ротатан мне нравится anyway больше. Хотя Limbus тоже хорош. Ладно. Не будем искать фаворитов. Каждый из них хорош по-своему. В Артатане не такой сюжет. О, все, работает, отлично. Еще шоколадка закинемся. Значит, что, стрим перепроверим. Что, блин? Что? Так. Точка доступа. Нет, пока еще к интернету защищено. Что? Не может быть. No, it can't be true. Так, подписки. О, вот он, да. Так. А я сам себя слышу? Не слышу. А, звук выключен. А ну-ка. А ну-ка. Ага. Да, вроде нормально. Я отставание поставил не слишком. Важно. Сейчас Коллаба, да не угадал. Крутить гадит. Не сейчас. Поехали. Limited time content. Пожалуйста. Ой, примагема. Арундум. Ой, Арундум. Йоу, Наси. Все, давай, крути. Провал. Провал.
흐릿한 등화 곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 한획 용이 되어 빈 벼루에 남았구나.
Подожди, Boys Phone Blue это у нас Full Stop Office. Ну ладно, возможно буду. Ой, Гриша. Нормально. Много Гриши. Аки пошла. Я даже не помню, что там было. Пожалуйста, я так не хочу проводиться. Ты чё? Ты чё шутишь? Опять Гриша. Бля, а вот теперь мне страшно. Какие шансы-то вообще? Что за фигня? Да. Так, все. Второй ноутбук выключаем, это наверняка он шумит. Очень. Probability is...
아득한 여정, 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Я не заходил по истории далеко в Arknight, поэтому, кажется, для меня все еще простой помощник доктора, а не как оператор. Хотя бы новую тройку мне дайте, там есть новые тройки, просто нет. У меня есть невыбитые тройки.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마라.
Ну, только посмотрите на него. Красавец мужчина. Рука не начинаю, все капец, не канон. Не канон, не канает. Чё? Дайте мне одну, Только не говори мне, что последнее четвертое эго это приз. И Амия на анонсере это тоже приз. Я подумал об этом сейчас. Ну, эго, да. Амия нет, надо Амию выбивать. Вот так вот, котятки. Блин, все, я не дальше. Подожди. Она собиралась? Да, она собиралась. Все, нахрен. О, черт. А где Амия? Ребят. Боль, разочарование, стыд, ненависть к себе, как Буфовский говорил. Все это здесь, у меня. Да. 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 То есть вы хотите сказать, что я, почти добравшись до Пити, получил все эго? Бля. Надо было читать почтовую. Ладно. Все равно не на что больше лунус тратить нормального. Как дополнение энергии. И то не очень дорого. Зулу. Ой, гонки есть. Ага, нет нашей новоиспеченной королевы с ЛКМ. Кого еще? Вы чё, охренеть? Да вот же она. Ну. Я не выбил Есода, не выбил ход, не выбил фут, не выбил Пьера, не выбил Давлофис, не выбил Magical Girl, не выбил Тифи. Ну-ка. Еще раз. Identity. Шансы на эго. Identity. Чё, ни слова про анонсеров, что ли? Remember no Russian. Да ты издеваешься надо мной. Говно, дерьмо, а где Амию достать? Тут нету. Нема. Нету. пока оставлю. А вот это баг, или я что-то не понял. Я не читал, потому что мне плевать. Это херня. Я, конечно, проверял, слышно меня на стриме или нет, но я сейчас хочу чуть-чуть телефон проверить, насколько, в принципе, меня слышно, блин. А то вдруг меня там плохо слышно. Меня очень даже плохо слышно. Но я бы себя громче сделал. Типа, ладно, Ладно, игра, хрен с ним. Но меня по это самое по миру пустить, блин. Добавляем. Так. Это чуть убавляем, себя оставляем, все. Больше я сделать ничего не могу. Поехали. Rebellion de las Masas. Восстание масс. Окей. Pilgrimage of Compassion. Что такое Pilgrimage? Какая разница? Бонус юниты. Я вас понял. Максимально 120. Отлично. Можно найти особые кораллы, я вас понял. Есть нормал, есть хард. Хуя себе. Пошел ты, мы пройдем все. Сначала так, потом эдак. Я собираюсь прочувствовать игру полностью. Блин. Хо-хо-хо! Вот эта команда.
흑수, 오필두, 이상해.
Рабча. О, она автоматически апается. Но рабча. Так, ладно. Это фигня на пояс. Эта фигня вроде бы была на тремор, да? Ты тремор, да? Ты ж тремор. Атака, протекшн, дил. Берн плюс тремор. Твою налево-то. Ладно. План Б. Сильнейшая identity на этих ребят, которые у меня только есть. Ребятушки, перед бой. Ой, волны бушуют, прикольно. Сильнейшая на Гришу. Ну, это Firefiст. Однозначно. Без вариантов. Ну, ты сильнейший. Я сторис копирал, потому... ну по итогу. Ай, переодевайся. Переодевайся, нахрен. Ты у нас тремор. Вроде бы фулл тремор. Не тремор плюс берн. Фулл тремор же. Тремор рапчур. Логично. Все. Второй, третий, четвертый.
만곡된 직선을 직선으로 질주하겠소.
А ивент, насколько я понимаю, не озвучен, да? Ну, вы готовились, наверное. Я был exploring Alabama Corporation branch. Чё? Когда? Wasn't the shadow of ever winding river swept up in its currents to nowhere? В реку. Да? Sceneries and the flood of infantile thoughts crash into my mind like wild waves before taking away from its shores. I was already lost and adrift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. How long am I going to be adrift? It was not very quiet, the familiar one. Thought about the strange state for a while. Де? Seized my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Are you Dante? Амия, откуда ты его знаешь? А? Then clear as the voice breaks through the waves. A concerned expression comes to view. Yes, I am. Ah, what a relief. Gregor, I think Dante has come to. So, who are to ask further questions to this stranger with partially long animal-like ears? Исконгнянь, наверное. Drowsiness coursing back with my terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. I have to get hold of myself after a determined amount of time has passed. I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more familiars. There was the stranger form earlier, sitting on top of a rock and silently taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. Wait, so were those animals ears, after all? Okay, that's not important right now. I have prioritized figuring out just where in the world I end up here. So where? We're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia, huh? Yes, we're in Iberia. Well, given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to Ucorp Great Lake? Iberia wasn't a familiar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknowns than known to me. Логично. I radioed your colleagues when you briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here any minute. I see. Wait, my colleagues? You must have run to the sinners then. My mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen. Залипать перестал. Sinners? Чё они нагрешили? I think so. I ran to them earlier. They were looking all over the place for someone with a clock for their head. It was a pretty unique description, so I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for. So this clock head does come in handy. Узнаваем. Нет, стоп, в городе это плохо. Тебе Роланд подтвердит, узнаваемость в городе это не-не-не. Лучше масочку носить, чтобы никто не знал, иначе можно нажить себе много-много врагов. Да даже с этой маской ребята начинали в него, блин, запоминать. А потом натыкали ему в спину в плохой концовке либры. Quali erano lì? Tante. familiar place, tone of familiar face, the mask of all-round sense of displacement. The faces that appeared before me were certainly a sign for sore eyes. Gregor Hondu, Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconsciousness by the ocean. Phew, I came as fast as I could. Oh boy, I was worried that something bad might happen. Glad to see you're doing fine. Were you lost at the sea? I don't know. Well, I do think I'm fine though. I guess not having any way to drink water's finally come in handy. А Мия стоит рядом и такая, опять ауру теряешь. Господи, аура фарминг это такой тупой термин, мне так не нравится. You should go get that checked out just in case. Wait, your head's waterproof, right? This moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual whip in the light of a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem to be concerned. Maybe we're not actually in that much danger. So, what happened? Where are we? Do you remember entering that lobotomy core branch Chun told us about? Yes. Yeah, we ran into normality and got sucked into it before we even had the chance to do anything. Man, I really thought that was it for us, especially with you getting sucked in there too, Manager Bad. Колледжанин. Нет, стоп, колледжанин это не то. But when we came to, despite waking up. This is better scratch. Yeah. Сразу страшно. Чё, прям настолько? Ну, конечно, Данте там в облаках летал. Ну, как летал, он вынужден. It's all just a lot to take in. It's understandable. You did just to wake up from a pretty harrowing experience. She's... actually, would you like to do the honors yourself? I'm Amia, the leader of Roy the Silent. I get it now. I'm Rhodes, and this is my island. I'm Limbus, and this is my company. Just call me Amia. Ishmael, call me Ishmael. I'm Dante, manager at Limbus company. I know I'm late, but thanks for saving my bacon. Seems that this rodeo... That is a pretty big corporation, but... trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing with some mild trepidation. Типа агментации? This young lady with the rabbit ears doesn't know what the head is at all. As far as I know, there aren't any organization in Terra with the same characteristics as one Mr. Greg explained. At least not with a name like the head. Also, sorry, it's Roy the Silent, not Rodeo. Sorry, Gregor's kind of bad with names. Hehe. So what you're saying that we're not in the city anymore? It'd be weird for any higher-ups at these huge corporations to know less about the head than we do, let alone be completely clueless about it. Well, maybe we've stumbled into a previously discovered zone of the outskirts of the ruins, probably. Or maybe we really found ourselves in a completely different world. If their conjecture is correct, we're... Conjecture? We're in a way bigger trouble than I thought. This was like the time we accidentally stranded ourselves within the outskirts with a door in the corridor. Да, привет, Miracle. some concern as though she felt my distress. I think I can draw a connection to something else that happened here. Really? Recently, anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. And it's been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something that we've never observed before. So, it seems reasonable to theorize that the dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. I really would have appreciated Faust's input. Фауст, помоги, скажи доброе слово. Умное слово. Although the scenes go anyway. A bit late on the upkeep to be gawking around for the older sinners now, don't you think? They're at settlement near here, where they're all helping out with various odds and ends of the village while taking turns searching for Dante, of course. You know, I never thought about how difficult it will be to search for someone when we're like fish out of water, too. Man, barely got even a wink of sleep since yesterday. Everyone got to be really tired then, so it's just you two out here for now. Now Ishmael, Gisa and Gar, the other half of the search party. Search party. Ультракилл — это крутая игра. И этот Pressure хороший мод для Roblox. Я все сказал. Last group in the rotation. Must be searching elsewhere to find you, Major. We got new server text to Amir comes here, but the other team didn't. We're lucky. The other team, well, we don't have any way to get in touch with them, so they'll probably continue their search until their shift is done. I'm talking about the village you mentioned earlier. Right, you've not been there yet, huh? I guess it's a bit off the beaten path. Well, we're going to have to reinforce with the other sinners anyway, so let's head to the village for now. To pique you Amir interest as she fell into a comparative silence before carefully speaking up. I would like to accompany you there. Sure, I don't see why not. You're helping us to find Manjul, but college and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do. Haha, I don't actually know Iberia that well either, but I should be able to be of some help. They've closed their borders and have partially locked out any foreign influences from affecting them, but I did get a briefing before the mission. Closed borders, then how did you get in, Miss Emiya? We followed Dr. Kalt's directions and illegally crossed the country border. Illegally? Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Emiya? We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be. Is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that? Pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions. Yes, Rose Island is, in essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with oripathy, не знаю. But we also work to prevent and assist in the management of various situations that can occur in high-risk area. Блин, у меня возникло стойкое ощущение, что я хочу снова в Arknight вернуться и снова начать заново. Опять. High-risk area, ага. Wait, what about your companions? I doubt you came all the way here on your own. That we were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop! It was twisted as she came to a stop and began scanning the surrounding area. Then, there, as we stood about confused, I noticed something pointed towards the shore hidden behind large and cracked rock formations. Supposed to... Huh? Hey! There we saw someone wielding a lengthy great sword. bickering with two familiar faces. Again, move, you're in the way. You need warriors, you do. You have had ample experience battling monsters who are much like them. Listen, I'm not worried, come on, better have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person running out here, so we've got a lot of questions to ask. You sound Ishmael, Dante, you're in harm, and here I was getting ready for a 3 days long search. What a relief. We were all really worried that we might never be able to find you. We managed to find them thanks to help from Miss Mia here. А Mia? Are you two короче знакомы? Not a good time for union. You can wait until after we take out the sea monsters. Скади или Шкади, стопудово первая Скади, are those organisms the seaborns Dr. Kaltik mentioned. They're sea terrors, to be specific, the less sophisticated ones among them, and they're probably here for me. Sea terrors? Picking noises of vicious slitching against the rocks. When I turned to face the origin of the unsettling noise, I smelled the heavy, wet scent of brine. О! Это ж грехи чревоугодия. Ну, логично. The Magus awaits strange monsters, unlike distortions, unlike abnormalities, unlike anything I'd ever seen. It is as though the sea itself is encroaching on the land. I was almost certain we weren't at the Great Lake, but I'm not so sure anymore. Her experiences with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a very mood, as Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Do you think those creatures could be whales or mermaids? I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries after all. Dante, what do your senses say? It's unclear. I'd say the closest comparison I could make is with the whales, but even that's not conclusive. There's on the horizon. We should prepare for battle. Doesn't seem like we can talk things out then, huh? So let's take them out. Ой, еще Данте ауру нафармит. А мне лучше было взять Пикет Тим, да? Потому что это все борны.
이상해요. 행색이 이상하나 그럼에도 이상해.
Это
내가
потасовка,
맞서.
хорошо.
내가 아시의 이상을 함께
Саня,
줬던
заткнись.
호위 이상.
Хуй. Так, короче, Синкинг, Clash Power, Combo Star, Convertal Coins по Breakable. Музыка. А чё у них так мало хп? Они еще расколятся, буквально чиха. Ладно. Музычка, господи. Please take it because staggered, then take fixed damage equal to 4 хп. Limbus эффект. Только если ударит. Даже если будет Кракен, все равно ударит и Nervous Impairment наложит. Твари. Вот твари, а. Додерите им задницы.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제철. 정작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕인 넌 후렴을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Ой. Так что, мишень что ли накладывают? Выглядит как мишень, честно говоря. Забейте их тряпками.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리자.
Да.
뱀으로 정작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나 저 해충들을 도려내라.
쪽방은 아닐 텐데.
사여
Оба.
길을 열어.
Оба. Хорош. Сейчас.
깔끔한 마음으로 목을 떨궈주마. 정작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나
敵は深手を負っています。
Enemies have removed the
자,
divine
어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
무상은 목숨
card.
불끈을 지원할 뿐.
Оба. 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 И удар.
그쪽
Блин.
방향이 아닐 텐데.
Отлично.
このまま行けば敵を食い止められます。
12수에게
Ну
명한다.
нахрен.
이야,
Оба.
숨지게
Оба.
바람 불어오는 대로. 바람 불어오는 대로.
Тарам.
짓밟아라. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Хорошо. О, господи! Окей, ладно, это было круто. Alabama is how retreated to sea. Good work, everyone. Sure, didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like this outside the Great Lake. You can say that again. It would have taken us the whole day with that Skadi Arknight. Да? Да? Точно. Точно. Амия, как ты нас понимаешь? А? What's up? No, then how Miss Mia can seem to understand that. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, it completely flew over my head and I didn't even question how weird this is. Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me too, but I don't know, it's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say, what kind of emotion they're trying to convey. Blue boy in Sinclair's past, but I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation from Mia that I felt from them. Yeah, kinda like how Virgilius can, I guess. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. True. Been a bit of a hustle to always need Faust or Hongu to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we've got the luxury of time to sit down and figure this out. So, are we heading back? Sounds like a plan. Sounds like we know anywhere else to go, right? Блин, я после ночной смены. Oh, and Miss Rabbit here will be tagging along too. She said she helped us find our way back. I'm glad to be working with you too, also, Miss Ishmael, Mr. Honglu. Took the words right off my mouth. You've already helped us plenty and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do. The journey is long, perhaps embarking on it 80. This sounds far down would be wise. Господи, how long the journey? No idea, it's not like we have a clock with us. I do know that it's not very far at all, we just need to walk along the coastline for a bit. В смысле нет часов. Skadi quietly points in my direction. Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time. Then why the clock head? I didn't exactly choose to get myself a clock-shaped head. I looked away from Skadi's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidly fixed on my head. The coasts of Iberia are hardly good place for people to live. Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they thrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this? The monsters are called seaborns or sea terrors, yes. While it is true that they posed certain difficulties, they were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring scourge and drive out the local populace. Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish. She just asked to be on guard, right? Skadi can be a bit hard, but she's not a bad person. I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger varieties of those creatures being out there. I'm concerned on this earth to find my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry, so I quietly quickened my pace as we walked up to the village. Okay. Окей. Пойдем. И все в таких грязных тонах нарисовано.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼고
оба.
핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍우는 그제야 알게 되겠지.
ага.
이 홍로가
LCPC2 чё?
무엇을 바꾸었는지를.
Village of the Dead Lighthouse. Okay. Реально руины. There's not a wild beast. They're really here, living together. That's from a bygone era. Our steps far away to entrance. Испания, что ли, какая-то? Ну, или Мексика. Просто потом Испания. Muddy ground, and the sea rotting side market with the name Farm Muerto. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. Cities kind of abandoned, ruins often the city eater. Well, yeah, there's always someone, there's something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate, be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up better than this at least. So where are the sinners? They're clearing. There's a clearing down here where we were entrapped betwixt a twine of great ships narrowing winds against our sail. Oh! And that is when young Ishmael boomed, her command most resonant. Say no more. Когда она накричала на белого кита, и то сразу такой: ух ты, блядь! Таргет номер 1. To try to search for them. That unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures like a traveling thespian. Answer ye, don't jump me! Answer ye, dogs, horsemen! This is the moment Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall navigate. Stop, hold on, just what do you think you're doing? Young Ishmael, hand my mouth, for I was just about to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventure of the great lake. Quali Jadni. Raleigh has returned with manager Squire safely in town. What? They found Clockhead. Burning Clockhead? Чуваки, как вы вообще против порождений этого выживаете? Что за... Что? Как вы это делаете? Ребят. Просто как? Посмотрите на себя, вы просто какие-то рандомные бомжи. Как вы вообще можете им дать сопротивление? Как вы выживаете здесь? Что вы едите? Ладно, оставьте вопросы. The story about a legendary circus with a flaming head. Someone like that visit our humble village. While the exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there's no cost to all. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante. They're, они. Он, Dante, он, he. our manager, and the rest are... Oh, hello. I'm sorry, who are you two? There are two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Sevilla, leader of the Sound, and this is Miss Kaji, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a little while. With us? We believe that the dimensional door which we at Paradise Island are investigating had something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. As Mia was bringing the seals up to speed, the villager who were starting at us curiously approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we were not a threat? I sure hope so. You are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Right! Instantly. Дон Кихот такая, да, без Б вообще. Precise by saviors, they are referring only to Faust notice. Что? Lips were drawn a very subtle smiling arc. So, I'm guessing something did happen. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. Business the outsiders have here. Vision. What do we do? Went through to get here. Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. So that's STNC, then PTSD. PTSD, блин. You can't do that, Ryoshu. We can't pillage their storage depots. It looks like they're already having it hard enough as it is. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Should we just find help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. Perhaps we could acquire us to our whereabouts. Whereabouts air we are to decide our logic. Я не понял, что он сказал. Короче, куда другое место. Well, the landscape is certainly reminiscent of U-Corps, but I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this. Though I can't say I've been in every corner of U-Corp. Ask again what business do outsiders have here. Their figures are tightening around the grip in their weapon. Prolonged silence will most likely turn into a hostile encounter. We can't have that. Hive of Limbus were fixers of justice. Yeah, that fixers of justice. Oh, don't you know when to keep it down? Fixers? That over there. It's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief, this does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious, I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run tests to rule out any stability issues? It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Faust? The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. You identified all that merely by glancing at this blueprint? You must be the village chief then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting in their ship repair, we were promised to ride on their vessel. Miss Faust had theorized that perhaps by going out to sea we might be able to find a way to return to whence we came. But maybe we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea. Definitely certain that Как обычно. This moment we're working based on a hunch. Based. Sensing the implicit omen of her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. If we're really in a different world, even her guest child has to be. No issues were encountered in the repair process. Faust smiles faintly as she looks around and she pulls me in by my hands. She whispered in a low voice. Magnetic shot is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante. Oh, почему? На поезде она смогла приконнектиться к гитершафту только когда поднялась на обратном Мефистофель. Но вот здесь она постоянно коннектится. Странно. So, it's still connected, at least indeed it is. However, even exchanges of simple information are taken up to dozens of hours by current calculation. Is this a warp train situation because we're in different dimensions? The cost should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train. To get back to where we came from, indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution. And from that, you came up with a whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to the sea. Yes, well, I'm also a genius after all. Я в туалете. шоколадку. Или вообще пиццу заказать. Ой, она не настолько богатая. Надо будет пойти потом купить что-нибудь съестное. Потому что мне очень лениво готовить. Ну как лениво? Просто не хочу. Ни малейшей капли аппетита есть собственную стряпню. Не знаю почему. Наверное, потому что я отвратительно готовлю. Или потому что готовить, в принципе, неприятно. Блин, ты прикинь, всю жизнь надо готовить. Капец. И спать еще надо. Ё-моё. Столько все можно было сделать вместо часов сна. Ну, что поделать. Имеем, что имеем. К сожалению. Всего лишь в ее карманах, но этого хватило на всех. Охренеть. Ну ты даешь, мать. Да. Гуляю, покажусь у доктора. Это Айгир, или как-то по-другому произносится. О как! Тебя не над Инсмутом, да? На самом деле все жители того этого самого, да? Больше экспозицию, умоляю, больше. О. Как são funcional? Я съел все до единой шоколадки. И запить даже нечем. Ай-яй. Я чай не приготовил. К стриму ничего не готово. Абсолютно ничего. Ну и ладно, не страшно. Ну давай, закрывайся. О. Все равно ивент будет идти сколько? Месяц. Если что, успею пройти. Просто очень сильно хочется спать. Ладно. Какие сожаления. Everything that happened. Back during last year's cooking contest at K-Corp, they were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. That means we'll get to try out his cooking once again. Denied. Still have plenty of high calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. No reason to do something so inefficient. Glad to see that everyone's still energetic, given the circumstances. We wake up in a familiar environment. Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. We managed to reach our colleagues again. Lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble. Dr. Calcit. They're both more than capable enough to look after themselves. Long have this curiosity within me tossed up to acquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of a charity organization as opposed to a pharmaceuticals company. Is there out that might explicit this blurred distinction? Harder to know too. Pharmaceutical company like Quality Silence helping people. Back and pleasant memories. Болюсы, о господи. Cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering, but greed that left a terrible wound upon those fathoms. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capability to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. K-Corp, H-Corp. В какой-то степени T-Corp. Все. Ужасно. Core, suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called oriphacy. Mia showed me the back of her right hand, dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the bio-treatments from the back streets, but there was something more to it, something more restless, more sinister. Terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable deadly disease? While it varies region by region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhuman conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but is this or if I see highly contagious? No, there have not been any records cases of infection by contact as long as the subject are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal growth of their body decay and turn to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Then, buried in environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected, staying within close proximity of the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. What's the problem then? What's the point of caring about what the problem is? If all logic goes out the window. Well, has to be. Yes, it is important to develop a cure for it, but I think that really matters is that we change the circumstances for the better for the infected. Misbehavior, endeavor. So that is what gives you effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, yeah, I really do. For true, for real. Chat is she for real. The city, this world, we both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we? What kind of world did you come from? This city? What kind of place is the city anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules. А потом, когда ты узнаешь источник этих рулсов, ты понимаешь, что они нифига не pointless. Была причина, почему рецепт создания вот этого яичка, из которого вылупилась, блядь, эта птица в H-корпе, был запрещен. Настолько запрещен, что после ее вылупления голова тут же прилетел вместе с там когти арбитр и когти и надавали всем по щам. Потому что пока они летели, там эти птицы расплодились мгновенно. Не просто так правило, что город для людей только для людей. Все остальные в большой опасности. Ну, вернее, не так. То люди в большой опасности из-за угроз, которые находятся по ту сторону. Технологическая сингулярность и хухры-бухры. Kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Да, как хорошо, что вы привели в пример не кого-нибудь, а чистильщиков. Действительно, блин. Так не нравится. Мне холодно. Ой. Оделись, снова тепло, поехали. I'm in the place where it rains. Rains very hard. И куда уже бросил ручку? Ну, фигу. На ногах. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. Сити защищает от того, что находится на окраинах. The city seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scattered. The kind of place where good deeds rarely ever go unpunished, where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's a rational place full of absurdities is omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be engraved. We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. To be more correct, to experience more and acclimatize ourselves to it instead of complaining. You did say something like that last time. Stimulus was starting to do rather sore. Don Quixote shuddered through the awkwardness. Verily, Naraya day goeth by tarnished by villains and their foul deeds. Yet worry they not, for where evil resides, the Doth Fixer of Justice to from her seat and passionately shocked. It was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of a small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out. Whoa! Eh? And from behind the wall she accidentally broke down. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of the can while reading a book. How fast though? First Thai food, you gotta apologize first. Lassie Batatu happened today. No, apologies for I hardly expected the world to crumble with such ease. Our own heart, any injuries? Two? Pretell, to what? Forget the apologies, wanna know what happened next. Fixers of Justice rose up to do what? Hast thou come to me to hear the tale of Fixers? I don't know about coming to us, given Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Ahem. Oh. Is it too late an hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you wanna sleep. Nay, not at all. This quite early an hour for tales. In fact, pray thee, sit thyself here. You ungovernable fool, calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those Fixers' tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. Most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. So to hear those kinds of stories, we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Myers. I am... how should I put this? Did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my Grams. Oh, that nice guy. So he had a granddaughter. Yet I haven't seen you once, Miss Myers. Under the sun. Oh wow, you're right. I thought the village was completely dry out of any young blood. Подозрительно. Да стопудово тени навели смутон. Like what you said, well, we didn't see Myers out there. There wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me. Grams was worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside, going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share even with whom you trust with your life, so I would like to know why. My, so there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village? No, there isn't anyone around my age village now. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. There. I'm good. I have enough to get an idea. You did? How did thou hear us? Listening device most suitable in the chamber. Bad soundproofing. I can hear pretty much everything. Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote particularly sounded during the day. Right, I see. Could really do with some sense of embarrassment for once. Well, I guess that's good enough for satisfaction. So, care to regale me with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Undoubtedly, then. This shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale in which the legendary fixer, the Arch-Magnificence herself, the Red Mist, hath... No, Красный Туман что? I suppose that killed any hope for a good night's sleep. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay no matter how noisy things are? What? Do you take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, I mean, I had trouble sleeping when there's noise all over. Кэти. Кэши! I'd say being hibernation запрете up descriptor. For all that grounded morning, he dozed off before any of us did. That Prohibitive who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground. Some other sailors were fast asleep as well. Mersal had entered sleep with his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, but found late claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as she closed of business for the day was confirmed. Spent the entire last night searching for me in this little land, slowly began to fall asleep as well. He found the fixer of the Zwei Association first section, though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing details of adventures without giving a single sign of fatigue. She's not determined to do this until sunrise is here. Oh, I guess it's okay since Maya seems to be having fun. As I continue to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amiya, not yet asleep, approached me. A city Milton Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? No, of course not. Michael stories are usually those of other famous people, but she's telling it with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Well, I guess if you really want to get into it, some of them might be retelling of personal experiences. She replied uncertainly, thinking back to the place where we made watch back in Nomanshaland. Well, I think all those stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place can be. We won't need fixers of justice to begin with if we really live in just work, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without someone having to force it. Да, но мы люди, мы так не можем. Да, люди. Блин, спать хочу. Ладно, до 4 угловую спать. Я уже вырубаюсь. Удобная ночная смена. That's true. I hope there come a day when Roy the Sound can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future. Huh? Something's wrong? No, I just thought Miss Myers and I made eye contact. Did she overhear the conversation? I looked to her direction as well, but all I saw was Myers' excited reaction to the hotels. But when the thus spake Lady Otis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path, thou presumed to stand in our path, servants from Master most unworthy. I, Otis, shall educate you on how manners make it. Otis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted, "Damn it, what kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that." Verily, certain aspects of their telling might have been exaggerated. That tells potential for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record of a book romance remain once the profound silence swept through the village. So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories, but the barrier doesn't stop the parents from immigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we have passed larger cities that are managed to be in Inquisition. This in particular found civilization. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under Inquisition servant had no fleet. What kind of civilization is this Inquisition? Фейструнг. Инквизиция. Черт, я отключился на полминуты. О, господи. Once a period felt because inquisitors are the reappearant lamp using detectors. Все, я не выдерживаю. На сегодня все. Я походу засыпаю. Все очень плохо. Все максимально плохо. Зубы вытекают. Мозг через ухо просачивается. Я спать.